Before going into the room, choose and put on the personal protective equipment you will need. When you are putting on your PPE, it is important that you put it on in the correct order. To don or put on your PPE, always start by performing hand hygiene. Next, put on your gown and tie it in place. If a gown is a piece of PPE, you will need to remain safe in the care environment. Next, put on your face mask. If this will be a piece of equipment you will need to remain safe in the care environment. Finally, put on gloves. You will always need to put on gloves and have protective eyewear ready to put on when you are using chemicals that could splash into your eyes. Sometimes you will need to wear additional PPE based on what is happening with the patient or resident. Most healthcare settings use signs that are hung outside of the room to tell you about the PPE you will need. If you have any questions about PPE and what to use and when, please ask your supervisor or the infection preventionist where you work. To keep the environment safe and help prevent someone from slipping on the wet floor, always start by placing a wet floor sign at the doorway of the room. Start by picking up trash items and debris throughout the room and placing it in the trash can. Once this is done, remove the trash liner from the trash can and place the liner at the doorway. Next, collect loose linen throughout the room and restroom. Do not put linen on the floor as you collect it, but place it in the linen hamper or bag. Be careful not to shake or agitate any linens you pick up from the floor or take off of the bed, because this will cause germs to become airborne and pose an infection control risk. Remove pillowcases slowly. While taking the linen from the bed, pull the linen from the corners of the bed and fold the linen upon itself, forming a somewhat self-contained package. When all the linens have been gathered, place the linens in the linen hamper or bag. Remove the linen liner and place it at the doorway next to the trash. The next step is to high dust the room. High dusting is to remove any dust, which may harbor germs, from any horizontal surface and give the highest level of cleaning for your patient or resident. You should high dust all areas above your shoulder using a high duster. The things to high dust will be light fixtures, vents, and the nearby ceiling tiles or walls, and shelves. You should also high dust the television, but please ask your supervisor about the right way to do this where you work so you do not damage the television. In another part of the training video, you will learn how to clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces. Those surfaces that have a high risk of transferring germs because they are touched by many people, many times throughout the day. Surfaces that need to be damp wiped include the bed. Be sure to clean the rails on both sides of the bed, the positioning buttons, the call light, and then any other furniture in the room, such as chairs, recliners, tables, or countertops. Once you have damp wiped all of these surfaces and all of the high touch surfaces, place your used cleaning cloth in the container or bag on your cart. First, remove any trash in the restroom from the floor and the counters and place it in the trash can. Remove the liner from the trash can and place it in the trash liner at the doorway of the room. Next, remove any used linen in the restroom and place it in the linen hamper or bag. The goal of high dusting is to remove any dust, which may harbor germs, from any horizontal surface and give the highest level of cleaning for your patient or resident. You should high dust all areas above your shoulder using a high duster. In another part of this training video, you will learn how to clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces. Those surfaces that have a high risk of transferring germs because they are touched by many people, many times throughout the day. Surfaces that need to be damp wiped in the restroom are the walls, counters, ledges, the shower wall, and fixtures such as the shower head, shower faucet handle, shower grab bars, and the shower seat. The toilet and the area around it are the last to be cleaned in the restroom because these are the dirtiest. Begin to damp wipe the toilet. Be sure that you wipe the seat, outside of the bowl, the chin, and right underneath it, wiping all the way to the back of the toilet. Place the used cleaning cloth in the container or bag on your cart. Toilet bowl cleaner, start to clean the toilet bowl. Once the toilet bowl has been cleaned, flush the toilet with the toilet brush or Johnny Mop in the toilet several times to rinse off any chemicals that might still be on it. Place the toilet brush or Johnny Mop in its holder as you leave the room. Now that the restroom is clean, it is time to restock the paper products and put a new trash liner in the restroom. Make sure to place a toilet strip on the seat if these are used in your facility where you work to signify the toilet has been cleaned. The last step in cleaning the restroom is to damp mop the floor. Wring out your mop, or after you have put cleaning solution on a pre-dampened floor cleaner if this is what is used where you work. Start to mop the floor from the edge of the room and work towards the furthest corner of the room away from the door. Just like with dry mopping, you will mop using a figure 8 motion so that the swipes of the mop overlap each other and the whole floor is cleaned. Make sure to walk your way out of the room by damp mopping as you go so you do not track dirt from your shoes onto the newly cleaned floor. Keep the wet floor sign in the doorway of the room until the floor is dry and it is safe to walk on. The last step in cleaning the room is to damp mop the floor in the area where the patient or resident is. After you wring out your mop, or after you have put cleaning solution on a pre-dampened floor cleaner, if this is what is used where you work, start to mop the floor from the edge of the room and work towards the furthest corner of the room away from the door. Just like with dry mopping, you will mop using a figure 8 motion so that the swipes of the mop overlap the entire floor. Make sure to walk your way out of the room by damp mopping as you go, so you do not track dirt from your shoes onto the newly cleaned floor. Keep the wet floor sign in the doorway of the room until the floor is dry and is safe to walk on.